Okay, welcome to video number 11 in my periodic origami series. And this is where it gets really difficult. And I'm not sure I've ever known of an origami that does this. Maybe as difficult as why. This is the regular crane base. And we've got to do something rather interesting to it. And I've done this a lot, so it's going to look easier than it is. But you see how I've made a crater right in the middle with two horns on either side? I call this Tribulus Terrestris. Tribulus Terrestris, because that's what it looks like. A goat head, which is named for a caltrops, which is a iron device typically for disabling horses. This isn't quite that shape, but it has it sort of makes one think of it. Now that's with the crane base. We got to do that with the blintze crane base. And that, we don't want it to stay blintz when we're doing it. So we're going to make it look kind of like the regular crane base by folding up the blintzes like this. Oh, they're hiding from me under there. Okay. I don't think it makes much difference how you do it now. It can always be rearranged later, but they have to be folded up like this so that we can create Tribulus Terrestris from this one. Now you can kind of see what has to happen. And this has been folded that way before, so it's... Oh no, maybe I spoke too soon. I was going to say it's not going to be that difficult, but I might not be right about that. I'll start here. Maybe someone who's folded origami a lot knows a better way of doing this. But I'm not succeeding at this point. You've got to depress the center while keeping the sides down. And maybe if I had two more hands, there we go, I'm getting close. Okay, Tribulus Terrestris is beginning to take shape. And this is the periodic thing we need to make my toothy or star-pointed contraptions. Now, to get it flat, you've got to pull a trick where you bring the back in, and it doesn't want to do this, but it will do it. And there we have a somewhat rumpled flat version. So now I think you can see why I say this is the hard part. Now, you can see how that's depressed in there. We want the other ones to go the opposite direction. So it goes one way here, the other way in there, and back on this side. And so this is our periodic module. And that's what we want to end up with 7 times on this other one. Now, let's see if I've practiced enough recently enough to do this with this one. It's very difficult. So what we're going to do is we don't need it in its folded up form anymore. We're going to undo the blintzing. We're going to fold it from open sheet of paper. I guess we'll just do it one corner at a time. Pull these guys out. And then we can straighten it out. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is leave it at this stage. I think I probably should have done a reversal before, but we'll see. Okay. Tribulus terrestris. So what we have to do is bring this blintze thing up into that configuration. Tuck it inside, that'll probably go a little bit better. Now, the first hint of trouble is that the equivalent here is in there. So, we have to work ahead. We have to get things bending the way we want them to bend before we go too much further. So we have to try and make the form of Tribulus terrestris as we go. Have to go down in there like that. I might eat it every time I attempt this. I learn a little something more about it. But maybe not. Now this needs to go inside like that. Okay. We're approaching. We're sneaking up on maybe a single module. Having worked ahead a little bit. Now we have to invert this. This video could end up being tedious while I try to remind myself how this gets done. Here's where we didn't reverse. Those side pieces never got reversed, so I've got to do it now, which is the inconvenient time to do it. Okay. Do we see Tribulus terrestris taking form here by any chance? Only one thing wrong. Ah, haha. There's one module. Is that magic or not? Well, if it looked like magic, that's too bad. Okay, so now we got to work ahead to the next module. Those things stay in. Now this has to fold like that. Remember that those tuck up the opposite direction of the ones. We just hold one in the center. Alright. Okay, now we have to start making the form of what we want here. This has to go down. That looks like my work that I just did is going to be undone. And just have to go down, reverse that crease, and then that has to go up inside. This was so difficult with the 17er that I did, because I had to learn what I was doing. Every module came differently. And some of them seemed to happen by magic. So I didn't learn much about when that happens, right? If you don't understand and see what's happening, puzzles will often do that to you, especially when you're taking them apart. Okay, do we see a semblance of Tribulus Terrestris here? Yes. Alrighty. Now the trick is to make him flatten out. That's some of it. That crease stay. I think I'm cheating a little bit here. There. Module number 2. Goodness. I have to go up. Now, I don't want my work being undone on me as soon as I get it done, so I'm going to get a third hand here to hold that together. I hope that doesn't get in my way. Now, some things have folded up in ways that aren't convenient. Now it's time to work our way into the next module. Oops, I don't want to crease it like that. That's done. And see, that's a little different from what I did before, and that seems to make things a lot nicer. Just doing up that one. The blintzes. 2 blintzes being folded at the same time. Yeah, I think that does help. Of course, yeah, that's alright in there. So, there. Now, with those out of the way, I'll give good old Tribulus a try here. Alrighty. You may notice plenty of false starts and hesitations. And, oh, it doesn't look like I have a crease there at all. I must have missed that one. So we get to do it now. This one doesn't look that great either. Maybe they just disappear. Okay. Let's see if we can get... All right here. It isn't right. There you go. Gosh. Another module. here. And further range increases further along. Starting with the blintze part. Back under. There's this crease. They're on reversing creases, and I don't like to reverse even though they've been done both ways most of them. I'm wondering if I shouldn't just go pre-folding a lot of these. Alright. Let's get Tribulus Terrestris going here. You guys are never going to forget that word, are you? I've heard it called the goat head, el torito for the little bull, and I've heard it called Indian puncture vine, meaning from the Asian Indian subcontinent. I've looked down in horror at the front tire of my bicycle and saw it coated with them. That tire went flat very quickly thereafter. Maybe you've had a similar experience. Gosh, I wish I knew or could devise a good way to get that valley in there. It seems to be very easy when it's been done before, but the first time you do it, it's just not easy at all. I mean, the first time it's done to a particular area, a particular module. Well, that seemed easy enough. Have we got it? Or are we? I think we got it. Okay, let's catch this other one in the clamp and move to the next module. We've got to get the blintze done first. Folds that go inside there. The vert. One should be aware of that. You can kind of feel it happening and prevent it or fix it before it gets tightly creased. There we go. Can you imagine doing very many of these? Is 7 too many? Inside, right direction. Hey, did I learn something there, or is that just a fluke? Interesting. Wow. Maybe I'm developing a little skill here. All right. Pick that one up in the clamp. Go to the next blintze section. Take care of it. be helpful, be ambidextrous, do you suppose? Why weren't we made ambidextrous? If we had been intended to fold paper like this, we'd have been made ambidextrous. Wondering if I can make that magic happen again, like I did before. Oh, I keep forgetting these pieces need to be reversed and tightened. I detect that this video is getting long. Maybe others have been longer, I don't know. Alright, now, you know what I think it is? I think it's letting that fall in like that. That does it. That is just cool. Alright. So then we want this other one to fall in. Maybe that one should fall in first. Maybe falling in's not the right description. Look at that. Ha! That's not terribly neat, but we can neaten it up later. Alright, really isn't terribly neat. Okay, it looks like I've blocked in some folds here. Nope, it's not bad. That's the last module right there. So we'll go out to, it's easier to blintze that one because it doesn't have another side to it. There. The blintze is handled. Now I hope you haven't watched all these videos up to now and said, oh, I can't do that, and you feel like you wasted all your time. I did not intend to set a trap like that. I hope you believe me, because I hope you'll have the persistence to give this a try. You might not think you have the dexterity, but maybe you do and you won't know. Maybe I don't have the dexterity either that would do this really quickly and efficiently. Maybe some of you will do it much more deftly than I have. Now, this Tribulus Terrestris is resisting its destiny here. Why? Pesky creases not wanting to reverse. There we have it. Now that is the shape. Looks a lot different. In fact, it looks like it grew, doesn't it? Looks maybe like it grew. That's where I let this. See, I didn't manage this corner here well enough. That's why that fold bulged out. Is that why this one's bulging out as well? Nope. But there's one that's not managed quite well, as it should have been. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to fix these after the fact. Let's see what happened. The fold got left behind. A sort of eversion that I was talking about earlier. It's very hard to get that to go back without ripping. I shouldn't say go back, it probably never was there. Anyway, go where it belongs without ripping. Maybe it's time to use a tool did it to a lot of them. See, you know. This one really pays to pay attention when those are going in. Okay, we'll put an end to this video. In the next video we will open it up into a 6-pointed star. 7 modules being necessary because the modules are going to, it's going to be like an Ouroboros. It's going to eat its tail when it becomes a 6-pointed star. So stay tuned for the next video. Till then.